Cathedral, first opened 2001. The idea is that Tirana is the center of everything. This was the first church to be opened after communism, so they decided it's a very good idea that the first church should be opened here in Tirana. So, as you can see, a very modern project. It's not a traditional church. Even the inside is designed to have very good acoustics. And as everything new in here, every year they are trying to improve something. The church is named after St. Paul, and St. Paul is that guy over there. I don't know why, but he looks a lot like he's taking a selfie of himself. That's St. Paul. It was the first saint to visit Albania. On his way to Rome, he stops in Durrës, and in Durrës he found the first Christian church, first Christian Albanian church. So since that this one was the first to be opened after communism collapsed, they decided it's a very good idea that it should be named after him. As a new one, especially that area, the windows of that area over there, are totally dedicated to the visits, important visits of the Christian religion that are made here in Albania. Pope Francis, the Pope that right now is in Vatican, as his first visit in Europe as a Pope, he chose Albania to promote religion harmony that we have in here. During that visit, over 200,000 Albanians were in the main square. We are speaking about the country that declared that 60% of them declared that they were Muslim. So in that visit, if you are like asking to the Albanian people that were cheering for the Pope, what religion do you have? A lot of them would say like, I'm Muslim. But what are you doing here? He's the Pope. For us, it's very important that every time like somebody like the Pope is visiting the country to be felt well expected. That's why over 200,000 Albanians were in the main square cheering for the Pope. That was the religion harmony that the Pope wanted to show to the world. That was the reason why the Pope chose Albania as his first visit as a Pope, to promote this religion harmony that we have in here. Another important person that's connected with Catholic religion is Mother Teresa. She was born in 1910 in Shkup, Macedonia, by an Albanian Christian family. She becomes very famous when she got the Nobel Prize on Peace. But in here in Albania we had no idea that she existed. She was connected with religion. During communism we had no idea that Mother Teresa existed. She always wanted an opportunity to visit Tirana. Her family was living in here. Mother, sister and brother were living in Tirana. The communist leader Hoxha never gave that opportunity to her. After his death, the new leader Alia unofficially allows Mother Teresa to visit Tirana. She never had the opportunity to meet with her mother. She had already passed away. But after meeting sister and brother, she is meeting the communist leader. As a kind person, Mother Teresa is asking to the communist leader, can I open one of my houses here in Tirana to have the poor people of Albania? The answer of the communist leader was, what poor people? We don't have poor people here in Albania. Everybody is equal. Of course, after communism collapsed, she visited again the country. She opened a lot of her houses here. She had a lot of Albanian poor people who needed help. Okay. Mother Teresa is already a saint, she's a very famous person, so as Albanians we are trying to make her ours. But so is Macedonia, so is India. In the Albanian version, the only international airport is named after Mother Teresa. One of the main squares is named after Mother Teresa. One of the largest hospitals is named after Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa had an expression, I was born in Macedonia by an Albanian family, educated in London, dedicated my whole life to India and to help the poor people of the world. So some way, Mother Teresa belongs to the whole world. She cannot belong to just one country. But still, she is famous, we really want her, so she's Albanian.
So beautiful. Oh my God, I must pray. Thank you, God, that brought me here. This is more like a council hall.
Next up is the Pyramid of Tirana. The Pyramid of Tirana. 1985, Enver Hoxha is dead. The other leaders wanted to build a monument to represent his work. So they decided to design and to build the pyramid. One of the main architects was Vera Hoxha, the daughter of Enver Hoxha. So once the pyramid was finished, was used as a museum totally dedicated to the communist leader Hoxha, totally dedicated to his work. The idea is, the bigger was the pyramid, the bigger was the work that he had done for us. Okay, after communism collapsed, as I told you, everybody in here is accusing Hoxha for all the communist crimes. The idea is that every time we are trying to send somebody to prison accusing him for the communist crimes, he will say like, I just followed orders, I just followed orders. In the end, it's just Enver Hoxha's fault. Compared with the other countries like Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, they are accusing Russia for bringing them communism. Here in Albania, we cannot accuse anybody. We already accused everybody for not being real communist countries. So every time we are trying to deal with communism, in the end it's just Enver Hoxha's fault. So after communism, they used the pyramid as a palace of culture. It was used by a local TV for the offices. It was even a nightclub, the Mummy, one of the best ones here in Tirana. Until 5 years ago. 5 years ago, the Democratic Party decides to destroy the pyramid and to build in here the new Parliament of Albania. That's the main reason why the Muslim community had the opportunity to build the new mosque next to the old Parliament. They wanted to destroy this and to build in here the new Parliament. But they were missing money. 1 year later they lost power. The new party, the socialists, had no idea what to do with the pyramid. So it remains in here, unused. Some people find it ugly. Some others find it interesting. Some others find it so ugly, that's interesting. So until we find a solution, the pyramid just remains over there. Always after the tour, on your own risk, you can climb the pyramid. You're allowed to climb the pyramid, especially in the afternoon. You have a very nice view of the whole area. I totally recommend the third stair over there. But be careful, it's easy to go up. It's hard when you are getting down. You just slide or you put your hands in the behind like this and you will come down safer. Okay, the other monument that we have in here, it's a small monument over there. It's a peace bell. It's dedicated to 1997. 1992 we are new democracy. So in 1992 we have a different kind of pyramid in here. Pyramid schemes. In US they call it Ponzi scheme. So people who take your money and promise you 100% of your investment. As Albanians, we had no idea how things would work in democracy. Our money, we are attacked on military bases. 1997, everybody's having a gun on their boat. Over 3. Okay, in here we have an original communist bunker. During communism, over 700,000 bunkers were built in the whole country. Main reason of the bunkers? Paranoia. Our communist leader was really obsessed with the idea that everybody's trying to conquer. These bunkers were prepared to support bombing. This one is a small one. 2 persons would go in the inside with Kalashnikov, gas mask and everything. They would fight through the small windows that we have in front. And the idea is that the bunkers are always connected with another bunker. So we have one bunker in here, another one next to that big tree over there. Another one in this area in here. So they used Suka strategy, had worked on Vietnam against the American forces. So our communist leader was convinced that it would work even here in Albania. In every city of Albania that you will visit, you will always find underground tunnels connected with bunkers. The idea is that if we are going to fight, everybody's going to fight and it's going to fight from underground. So totally disappeared. Okay, the other monument that we have in here. During communism we had over 3,000 political prisoners. So to remember those political prisoners, we have original parts from one of the mines. These are parts from Spach mine, one of the worst mines that we have here in the north side of the country. So just to remember those political prisoners, we have original parts from one of the mines. Okay, the other monument over there, I think some of you already recognize it. It's an original part of the Berlin Wall. Gift from the city of Berlin to the city of Tirana.
This one?
The third one over there. It was a gift to remember the collapse of communism. Okay, the whole area.
This is the wall from Berlin Wall. It's a gift from Germany.
During communism, nobody was allowed to go inside this area. The area was surrounded by a wall that would go in that area over there, protected by soldiers. This area in here was totally dedicated to the communist leaders. Bloku is something like blocked. You're not allowed to go, it's stopped. You're not allowed to go inside this area. Only with a special permission you'd go inside this area. Normally, the people who were living in this area, they were really living in the best country of the world. Because even during communism, inside this area you would find Western wearing, Western food, everything that was Western. The idea was capitalism is bad for the people, but not for the leaders. Normally, after communism collapsed, everybody was curious just to see how the leaders would live. So everybody's come to visit the block area. So this area becomes an exclusive area, totally dedicated to young people. So all the nightlife of Tirana is organized in this area. The best bars are in this area. Everything expensive as connected with fashion is in this area. The idea is that block area still remains an exclusive area because it becomes the most expensive area of Tirana. Okay, in the end of this main boulevard, you have the State University. In the right side of the State University, you just climb a hill. In the end of that hill is the artificial lake of Tirana. A very quiet place here in Tirana where to have coffee, especially in the afternoon. You have a small lake, small cafes around, very quiet place where to have coffee. Okay, any question about the monuments? Oh, block area.
There is a statue there. Who's that?
Yeah, that's a statue of Ismail Cemali, the person who declared our independence, the father of the country. Even the street in here is named after him. 1912, he declared our independence.
Where the bunkers actually.
So after communism collapsed, our economies tried to be organized, reorganized based on offering services. So a lot of banks are right now here in Tirana. We are trying to create facilities for the international investments, facilities in taxes and everything, so to have international investments in here. So a lot of banks are in here. We are investing a lot on tourism. So we are speaking about a country that didn't have roads. During communism we only had 2,000 cars here in Albania. So we are investing a lot on tourism, on streets, and on controlling the hotels and the quality of the services that we are offering. And also like importing first materials. Chrome, gas, and all kind of first materials. The idea is this, that a lot of money, our economy is really based even in the money that's coming from the elite, from the diaspora, the Albanian diaspora. Like every Albanian that right now is, I don't know, living in Germany, in Italy, or another European country, the whole money is invested here in Albania. So that's why the idea is this. Since that after communism our economy started from zero, we are always having economical growth. Even in the last 3 years, our economical growth is 3.5%. That's good compared with Greece, with Italy. They have no economical growth, but that's bad for us because we at least must have 7% every year so we can catch with the other countries. So before the economical crisis, our economical growth in here was around 11.5%. But still, we need at least 7% every year. It was blocked in the last 3 years, but right now I think even the other countries are like trying to pause the economical crisis, so even in here we'll have a bigger economical growth.
You don't have any mining industry?
No. We have a mining industry, but it's not very organized. We are still trying to invest in that part. because it's only chrome that we are importing. Like exporting, sorry. We are importing everything, we export only first material. Nothing made in Albania is exported. Some small things, but not something that's really made in Albania that you can know. Okay, next up is the communist leader's house, right in the middle of block area. It's this way. The big house over there, that's the communist leader's house, Enver Hoxha's house. This is the house of Tirana. He was originally born in Gjirokastra, and the house when he was born is used as an ethnographic museum. So if you ever visit the city of Gjirokastra, the house of the communist leader is the ethnographic museum of Gjirokastra. This is the house of Tirana, as you can see, very good organized, very big house, big garden, a pool. All the new buildings, the big buildings that you see around, they were built after communism. During communism, all the houses of this area were based on this project. Something special about the house was that the house is connected with underground tunnels, with all the other houses of Lapu, and with some of the government buildings. The idea is that from this house, you could go everywhere you want. But if you are coming from the other houses, you couldn't go inside the communist leader's house. After communism collapsed, the government thought it's a very good idea to move his family from this house to another house. This became state property. The state keeps it clean, but no use. As I told you, every time you are trying to invest on something that's connected with the communist leader, it's very hard in here. So right now, they have no use for the house. The whole area, an exclusive area, all the bars in this area are very special bars. KFC because it's the first international investment on food to come here in Tirana. We are one of the 3 European countries that we do not have McDonald's in here. So to have KFC as the first investment, it means that we are achieving some of the standards that we need to have international investments. We are still loving Albanian burek, but still we are investing. We are like lucky to have international investments. Whole city. So you don't have to pay nothing for this. Opened 2011. Initially, the old Orthodox Cathedral used to be right in the city center, in front of the Ertan Bey Mosque, where Tirana International is right now. During communism, they just decided to destroy the Orthodox Cathedral so they could build Tirana International. So normally after that, we couldn't just destroy Tirana International. We thought it's a very good idea to have the new cathedral in this area in here. It's called the Resurrection of Christ. It's an investment of the Albanian Orthodox community. In the Orthodox religion, the idea is that the best you have, you give it to the house of God. That's why this is a very good investment. Now, very good organized. They have this big cathedral in here. They have the small church over there, the clock tower in here, an underground library, and also a conference room in the other side. Like everything in here is new, so every year they are changing the decorations, they are changing the inside. In the inside you have a very big mosaic called the Mosaic of Christ. It took 5 years only to finish that mosaic. Right now they are working in the decorations in the side of the cathedral in the inside. Okay, as I initially told you, this is even the end of our tour. Through this tour, we try to cover the main things that Tirana has to offer, giving you some general information about the history of the city of Tirana, but also about the history of the country. As I told you through this tour, as Albanians, we are really trying to be part of the European Union. We are really trying to have economical reforms. And if the European Union is going to be still there, in 8 years we are really going to be part of the European Union. So in 8 years you will have the opportunity to visit Albania as a European member. I really hope you enjoyed the tour. Thank you for being a part of this tour, and I really hope you enjoy Albania. Thank you.
I suggest a tip Okay, don't have to do very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
much.
It's really good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Normally, Orthodox Cathedral is not allowed to film, but this is a new one. Maybe no one is going to stop me. Oh God! Thank you to have brought me to this beautiful, wonderful country with extremely friendly people. I enjoyed myself very much, and I hope to do as much as could for the country. God bless me for my happiness, good health, long life, as well as my family, my friends, and all YouTube viewers. Amen.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary. I'm one of the local guides who are doing the Tirana free walking tour, the free walking tour of the city of Tirana here in Albania. I'm really expecting everybody to visit Tirana, to come to this tour. You will really enjoy the tour. We are waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's not a
Thank you,
problem.
Sammy. Okay.